Hello! Welcome to episode 6 of Cantripped. As per usual, my name is Jamie. My pronouns are they, them. I will be your host and DM today, and here is my party.
Hello, I'm Art. I play Kieran. My pronouns are they, them. His pronouns are he, they.
What's up? I'm Beck. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm playing Rowan, who uses she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Connor. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Dan, who uses he, they pronouns.
Hi, I'm Ben. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm playing Neff, who uses he, him pronouns.
Perfect. Yay, Connor's back! We missed him!
Yay!
Yay!
I'm back. I get to play D&D.
Okay, so...
Right. Wait. I haven't taken my meds. I'm in a silly goofy mood.
Keep that in.
God.
Keep that in.
we don't need unmedicated Connor today.
I'm unmedicated. I stay unmedicated
me
for D&D. I don't want to lose my sparkle.
Anyway, last we left off, the party had split. We'd done 2 episodes of split quests, and we'd kind of come back together and shared information quickly before going to bed. Kieran and Kite had mentioned, I believe, that they had snuck into the castle, and meanwhile, while that was happening, Rowan and Neff were hanging around in a tavern, and then
You can say failing to get information.
Failing to get information. They got information. They got small bits of information.
I don't want to talk about it, man.
You can say failing
it
the
up.
mission,
Listen,
it's okay.
we can pretend that episode didn't happen because I had to edit it and it was miserable and I was blushing really hard the entire time.
You're like, I don't want anybody to know about what happened here.
We can bury episode 5. It's
We strike episode
Everyone-
5 from the record.
Forget the tavern incident of episode 5. It's fine.
Wow.
Now
this sounds like
you're in
ancient
episode
lore.
6 now. Episode 5 doesn't exist anymore.
These guys like get girl boss.
Anyway,
No,
episode 5
yeah,
has
anyway,
been struck from the record.
Episode 6 time now. The 3 of you wake up in Nancy's house. She's cooked you another fantastic breakfast because she doesn't know anything else in life. Neff, are you waking up early enough to...
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
This boy is helping.
So, repeat, minus 45 minutes. Neff and Nancy are cooking breakfast, and I think Kite is also probably up pretty early, just because they're used to Nancy's schedule. So Kite will be at the dinner table, probably tasting things, and not having to be a cat anymore, yippee, just
And
hanging
sit there
around.
proper. At the
Yeah.
My guy.
Yeah, balloon.
Or kind of repeat of the schedule of the previous morning of Kieran's up a little after, and then Beck's up a little after.
Who's back?
Yeah.
I mean, Rowan!
You say it. It's such a hostile
That
manner.
was so mean!
I'm sorry.
Damn.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Jim.
Thanks.
I have this thing where sometimes I come off much more hostile than I intend.
Who the fuck is Beck?
Who's Beck?
My accidental hostile energy is the equivalent of me spraying you with a little water bottle every time you accidentally say one of our names instead of our character names.
It'll
That
happen a lot.
energy. It's a really tiny one. It's like one of those little like perfume bottles.
I'll just say the first one that pops into my head, and sometimes it's the character name, and sometimes it's not. Maybe one day I'll
That's
just call
so
you by
fair.
your Fable character names.
I've been called Art a lot of times on Facebook.
Our Asana Fable SMP wanders into the room. What's she doing?
What?
Fable SMP walks. Anyway, yeah, Kieran will get up. He'll be after. We'll do the same thing. Reading breakfast. Nom and nom nom nom. EP.
Perfect.
Nom nom
Late
nom nom.
chittering with Kite. Vibes. We vibes.
So just to recap the information that we have shared among the party now, I believe what was shared was that the name Civis Mayrin that we were looking for, the name Mayrin is on crates in bars from a grain farm that ships into lots of bars and taverns and restaurants in the area. And also they learned at the tavern from the guards that there's some sort of lie being told that Aurelius is home safe in the castle. Whether that's from the royal family or from the guards or somewhere in there, undetermined, but those were the 2 big pieces of information that came back from the tavern. And on Kieran's end, I believe the big things were Civis is a romantic interest for for Aurelius, and Queen sick, ill, bad.
Said just
Right?
like that.
Exactly.
That's how
Nod.
much. That's how he elaborated. Queen sick, ill, bad. Big sick. Oh no. So
Okay.
sad.
So yeah.
Do you want to get started on this? Alrighty. Alright.
What
No,
was
I've
the main character?
was that?
no.
Fucking.
Neff just evil
Fucking
laughs in the
Neff
corner
just
while he
lost
flips a
it there.
pancake.
Why did you start to evil laugh?
No.
flipped a pancake
Veneer
really well.
underscore am evil laughing as I place my little guy in this scenario. Okay. So once everyone has had enough breakfast and everyone's like awake, Neff is going to kind of look to Kieran and go, I think we need to talk.
Aaron just like
Because-
stares.
Because you see, I really think that I could have helped more yesterday if I'd had more information from you. I just believe that maybe keeping secrets, if we're going to help you, it just might be helpful to have more information. And I know you don't trust easily. It's very obvious. But I would like to help more, and I can't help if I have no information. Could you tell us something about how you're involved in this? Because I just want to understand.
I feel like Kieran, like, I don't think he's particularly open. He's all cloaked up and all kind of scrunching on himself. I think if you could visibly just see just him closing off even further and being poked about like his involvement with things, some physical way of shrinking in further than he already is. I'm trying to think how he responds to that. Right? Because I think he goes like, I tell you as much as I can to keep me safe and you safe and as involved in this as I can as you want to be. I'm sorry, it's been like 3 days and I think he just really struggles to get any words out of like really not wanting to answer you. Like just fighting
Hey.
God than actually
Okay.
elaborating.
Neff's gonna get a little bit. He's gonna look annoyed, but lovingly annoyed. Do you know what I mean? And he's gonna go. I know that, but
Neff, Neff,
Mhm.
if they don't want to tell us something, they don't have to. More, I mean, everything is kind of on the. I mean, they're right. First of all, that it's been like 3 days. I mean, do we need to know everything about them to kind of
no, I
help
just want to
search?
be safer. Listen, I understand that you guys don't know who I am, but Dan has kept things from us. He's not who I thought he was.
And that's his
And-
right.
We knew Dan for even less time. You're right. I don't know anything about you. I don't
So
know
I'm going
why
to
you
tell-
hid yourself. I don't need you to spill more than what you're willing. But I don't think it's fair if I have to spill more than I'm ready to.
You don't. It's gonna be
I
fine.
understand you're not ready, but can I tell you something about me?
You can tell us you can tell as much as you want. And I think he like kind of tries to sit up. As much as you would like to give. That is fair. But do not do it under the guise that I must equal that.
I don't want you to equal that. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay. The bounty on my head, it came about because I left a position that I was not allowed to leave. And so me disguising myself is because I'm running from another government, and I have a lot of experience with royal affairs, and I simply feel that I would be more useful next time if you were to go to a castle to bring me, maybe. That's all.
I don't think I will be frequenting any more castles than
Okay.
the one I went to.
Okay.
Are you good? Are you good? She's like looking back and forth between the two of you. Like, okay. It feels like we've hit a good equilibrium. Everybody good? Everybody got out what they need to, or kept in what they want to?
I think, first of all, I think Kite is sitting here, like, behind a bowl of something, just staring wide-eyed. Could, like...
Please, fucking go hold the spoon up and the cereal is falling.
Yes, yes!
Yeah.
And I think
Fucking
Nancy will walk over, kind of, like, next to behind Kieran, not speaking, like, secretly to him, but in his direction, be like, there's no one saying you have to share, but from what I've seen of this team, everyone seems pretty trustworthy, and it can't hurt to make friends.
It could hurt.
I know we haven't known anyone for very long, but you won't know each other better if you keep anything secret forever.
It could hurt. It has hurt. That's the point. It's hurt, but it has hurt. It does.
Well, frankly, you can't hurt me any more than I have been already.
You can hurt me. That's what I'm worried about. Okay? That's what I'm worried about.
Nancy looks so sad at you, Kieran. The saddest look in her eyes.
Neff is also looking
He
really
looks
sadly
terrified.
at Kieran. What
Like
the
he
fuck,
looks
man?
horrified by this
He's
concept.
so sad. He's
I think Rowan has become extremely interested in her pancakes. Like, wow, look at this.
Nancy's like, I know how hard it is to grow up in a world where everyone feels like your enemy. But that's not how the whole world is. There are so many friends to be made.
I mean, I can vouch for that. I've been around pretty much everywhere.
Just imagine
And-
like looks up from the pancakes like
Yeah,
that, you know, just
yeah, like
Ditto.
quietly, like yeah. I've been a lot of places. I travel. I don't really have a home, but everywhere I go, there's usually nice people. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say everybody's nice. There are a couple of shitty people out there, but that's bound to happen. But it's also bound to find nice people. It's not all just criminals and muggers out there, so. But you don't have to tell us anything you don't want to. It's your business, not mine.
We know who's not sharing around the sharing circle. It's Rowan.
Everyone's like, I'm not prying, but I'm also not getting pried. You're like, I'm being poked with a stick. Oh, I think like he's visibly just so anxious because he now is feeling pressured from multiple fronts.
Rowan's
not even
telling
like-
him he doesn't have to say anything.
No, I meant his mom.
That's fair. There is no pressure like mom's pressure.
Right? Ron's just like, I'm standing up with your dog. You do you. His mom was like, I don't know, dog. What if you did? And he's like, why would you say that to me? Because if I don't, I'm a disappointment or something. He has problems. He's
Your
doing
mom's
it.
like, I really would like you to make friends at school this year.
Yeah. That's the tone. I'd be really nice if you just made friends. Okay, just know everyone, the troll's gift was sent. Just stop
attacking me.
attacking me!
Girl, we
I've
grew
been
up in
trying
the
to say years,
suburbs.
but
Our
I
parents
just
were
Stop
dead.
Attacking me!
Question, because I forgot. The poster, the one that I have, Jamie.
Yes.
Was that full Kieran's face?
Yeah.
No, I
It's a
was just trying to
wooden
remember.
poster, but like of the
Wait.
mask that he's wearing.
Wait, you have a wanted poster of your face?
Oh, Kieran doesn't say that. That's me asking God.
Erase that from your memories.
Can
Pretend I
do.
didn't hear anything.
I just
Yup.
said the poster I have. I didn't say I was a criminal, okay? I didn't put all that information out there. You take the little cloak and do with it what you will. Does Nancy say anything else? What's her demeanor? What's
I
she
think
doing?
she's just like kind of leaning, not on you, like behind you, rubbing your arm gently. Her what she wants has been made clear. That's up to you from here on out.
I should know she was still sticking around. Okay,
She's still here.
I'm upset. just rubbing his shoulders. I'll cry. I think Kieran like tries to take like a deep breath, maybe even like perceives Kite and just like,
Oh, Kite's staring at you.
oh yeah, like doesn't say anything or anything, but just like looks at Kite and like
Yes.
remembers what happened like the day
Yes.
before and how that went, and is like, fine, okay, and like more anxious as he's talking, but he eventually goes, like I think he just pulls it out. I think he just whips out the wanted poster
Ooh.
straight out.
Ooh.
Which is a wanted poster in the exact same style as the Aurelius one. But it is of Kieran. And just like puts it on the table with a shaky hand, like stood up from the table fully, throws it down, and it's like,
That is me. Okay? There. The trust on the table.
the trust is on the table, and like I think a little bit of a nervous breakdown kind of way of going about it, like yanks off his own hood, and you can fully just see Kieran's face. Like Kieran is a little guy, pulls off hood, pulls off like a lower face mask, has like a tiny little like almost little animal button nose, the big eyes, all of that. The main thing is just like when the hood comes down and kind of the cloak is a little less surrounding them, long brown hair. They've got big fluffy ears and tiny little horns on top of their head. The ears are like dark brown and pink on the inside, like varying shades of brown. Full on, like satyr adjacent. And his ears are fully flattened down, like flush with his hair, as he throws this down, and it's just like,
There. It's on the table. This is me. Aurelius is important to me because he is my brother. And I have to find him. That is why. But this,
and he like pulls the mask back up and pulls the hood back up.
is not something that people like to know. It is not something that I can let everyone know. It gets me hurt. It nearly got Kite hurt. Okay? So that's why I don't want to share. And that's why I was prepared to do this alone. But if this will help you if this will help me figure it out, then okay. There. I'm Kieran.
Okay.
That's how you got. That's how you got into the castle. She's like kind of quiet. It's like
And like fully pulls hood back down, full curled up, is like trying not to bolt and trying not to run.
Neff's gonna pick up the wanted poster off the table, kind of look at it for a second.
And
just
it's
go,
the same one that was drawn by Aurelius
Yeah.
by the figure that we saw put it up, not the actual regular wanted posters, the hand-drawn
Yeah.
one.
You don't deserve any of this. We're gonna help you.
I think everyone else would disagree. I think
No.
my life would disagree.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people have a lot to say about me, but I don't care. You, in the short time that I have known you, have done more to be helpful to your brother than most things I've seen in life. So really, I think you deserve happiness, and we're going to help you. And hey, look, we match. Neff's gonna pull out.
I'm so glad you said that because I was on something. Yes.
I think Kieran's like looking super guarded, and when you're like, "Hey, look, we match," he's just like, "Oh, you're right." And he like
Cry.
looks softened a little bit, like still curled up and a little bit. Look, we match. Wanted posters and horns. Look at us. And I think he totally redirects and is like,
Yeah, that is why that's how I could get in the castle. And that's
Okay.
why Kite knows. We found it out on his own. We went to Aurelius's room, and that's where we found the note. And about Civis, who I didn't know about, and the things with the queen from a maid there.
I know Hey's not here, but I can hear them saying, "Yeah, I figured it out. I'm better than you guys."
"Yeah, I'm like literally the coolest
Yeah,
ever.
that's what Kite says.
You
That's Kite is
You guys
pitching
are
it.
dumb.
I'm so smart."
You guys are
Yeah.
unsneaky
They're
and
still
dumb. I
You
went
knew
to
him
that.
for 2 days. I knew him for 2 hours.
Figured it out. I sussed out his entire character. L. Major losers.
Okay, well, having said all that,
You'll help, right?
where do you want to go from here? Absolutely.
At this
Absolutely,
Of
point,
course we're gonna help.
somebody knocks on the door. Like, the open sign is flipped to close, but there's kind of a wrap on the window, and the blinds are closed. There's just a small knock.
Oh, Kieran is terrified. Kieran is like reaching for a knife.
Oh, God.
they had a run-in like yesterday.
You're
and,
right,
like,
you're right.
got,
They
like,
did-
nearly
they did
mugged.
get mugged
They just
yesterday.
got mugged and Kite nearly died. He's
Neff
on
is deer in
edge.
headlightsing. Neff is deer in headlightsing toward the direction of sound. He's like, oh.
I think if those two are deer in headlightsing.
Oh no, he's got a knife. He's not terrified.
Oh, okay.
He's
Well-
prepared to square up with something. He thinks
Okay.
this is bad.
She'll like stand up really slowly and like she'll go for the door. She'll go for like checking to make sure everyone who wants to be hidden and or ready to punch is ready to punch
It's
and
ready
or
to go.
hidden.
I think
she'll
Nancy's
go for the
like
door.
do you want me to answer it? Do you want to answer it? Nancy's like standing there
got it.
looking around at everybody.
I got it.
Okay.
You stay with
I
Kieran.
think Kite turns back into a cat
Yeah, Kite, get up out of here.
and
You're seeing
runs.
some stuff.
But yeah, sure, she'll go for the
Okay.
door. She'll open it.
So you open it.
I wonder who's there.
What?
You're leading up to something. It's an elf. There's an elf man standing here.
Oh. I
Um,
thought it was gonna be Dan.
You thought?
Oh.
There's
No.
a young elf man standing here, and he's like wringing his hands back and forth and like glancing back and forth, and he looks really nervous, and he looks up at you and he goes, "Hi, I'm looking for Nancy. This is her bakery, right? I'm so sorry to drop in before business hours."
No, you're fine. We're just getting set up. What's your name? I'll go get her.
Connor, what's his name? Help me. Did you give him a name?
I didn't give him a name.
We'll give him one now.
Jackson. His name's Jackson.
His name's Jackson. Okay. My name's Jackson. And you notice as he's like fidgeting with a sword that is clipped to his belt. Roll perception.
Oh boy. That's a 17.
A 17. That's Dan's sword. He's got Dan's sword on his belt.
Me as a player, I want to punch him, but Rowan's just gonna be like, I'm ready.
Don't punch
ready.
this man, please.
I'm not gonna punch him. No, she wouldn't.
Okay.
She'll just go, okay, all right, Jackson. You wait right here. I'll go get Nancy. She's probably somewhere in the back setting up for the day.
He goes,
And she
okay, thank you.
closes the door,
Ouch.
Slowly turns around.
turns around. I'm gonna look at Nancy. You heard of some kid called Jackson?
She shakes her head.
All right, wonderful. There is an elf boy out there asking for you, and only knew him for about like 2 hours, so maybe I'm not 100% certain, but I am 99.99% certain he's got Dan's sword.
Oh.
Neff goes, ooh.
The difference in noises we're making at that revelation. Anyone know what to do? Do I let him in? I don't know. Maybe Dan gave him the sword. Maybe something happened to Dan. He took the sword. I don't know.
I will handle this. Neff's gonna stand
I
up.
think just let them
Okay.
come in. I think just let them come in. So they
N-
can
Neff's- yeah.
explain.
Neff's gonna stand up, put his disguise self spell on, and go to open the door again. And he's gonna. How tall is this elf?
I think he's probably like average height. Like
Okay.
5'8"
Yeah. So Neff's gonna kind of like look at him and go, do you mind if I ask who sent you?
He goes, yeah, he said his name was Dan Thorns. I just have a quick message. I won't be long.
Okay, of course, come in. Neff uses friendly tone, but his body language is not friendly at all.
Right.
Okay, let me roll insight on your ass real quick. Oh, he's walking in.
Was that a fail or a succeed?
That's for God to know and
yeah,
for us to go, what?
He like walks in and he's still anxiously fidgeting. And he goes, "Well, he said Nancy and the people with. So I guess all of you. Yeah, Dan came into my bar about the night before last, and he left me these." And he hands over the sword and the coin that Kieran had given him previous. And he said to give these to you and tell you that he's grateful to have met you and some other things. I really wasn't sure if I should even deliver the message. But he told me to come here. Yeah.
Kieran is devastated about this coin.
Oh.
Kieran looks devastated.
Did he say anything about where he was going?
Well, he didn't say anything, but I can assume that I know where he is. Well, last I saw him, the guards were dragging him out.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He walked up to the bar. He was being really suspicious. He gave me these. He went into a back room, and then there was some noise back there, and then Kingdom guards dragged him out. So my best guess is the prison.
Fun. Well.
Stunned silence
But-
of, oh. Jail? Didn't give me criminal vibes, but who's to say? Maybe we don't really know a man until he commits a crime.
Pick evens or odds. Neff,
Even.
specifically.
Oh.
Even.
Okay, never mind. He doesn't say anything else.
Ah! No! No!
Oh,
no!
evil!
No! Upsetting. How dare.
Mean.
Mean,
Oh my
mean,
God.
mean. Bruh.
I think Rowan will like stand up a little straight and go, "Okay, well, thank you for the information and the message and the items. Was there anything else or?"
He goes, no, nothing else. Just, don't tell them that I had anything to do with it. I don't want to get in trouble either. I don't know what he did.
Yeah. No worry. It probably wasn't anything.
He seemed nice.
Yeah.
This man looks so scared.
He's just doing his best, this man.
Yeah.
Hey, you've done right by him, and I thank you for it. And you can leave this behind if you'd like to.
He just nods and he goes, I think I will, and then heads for the door.
All right. The second he's gone, Rowan turns to Kieran and says, "So about getting in that castle."
Taking us back to 2 nights previous at a bar close to the center of town. So, set the scene a little bit. Dan has just slipped out of Nancy's bakery in the middle of the night, kind of crept out, left his little note as he went, and now he is heading towards a tavern, sort of in the middle of town area. You walk into the tavern, and it's kind of like the wave of the coronation just happened, and people don't know what the fuck to do. So a lot of people have kind of flocked into this tavern, and also, you know, the late night crowd is normally pretty big, but now there's like a certain energy where like people might not typically get wasted or drinking a couple extra, you know, that kind of energy in the air after like a stressful day. As you walk into this tavern, there's a bartender cleaning glasses behind the bar, young elf. What are you doing?
I feel like Dan's kind of familiarized himself with this bar a little bit in the days before the coronation. This is why he's here, so he kind of knows what he's doing. And he slips up towards the bar and just kind of leans against it and waits for the bartender to finish with sort of other people. And he's maybe tapping his fingers on the hilt of his sword for a little bit.
No, is he like visibly like fidgeting with his sword?
I think a little bit, yeah. I think his eyes are flicking around. He's seeing who's in there, but yeah, kind of unconsciously, he's
And
just
immediately-
fidgeting with his sword.
The bartender is gonna find that suspicious as hell, I feel.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. He's been a little suspicious.
I think he's gonna like he's probably like serving a drink or like cleaning a glass, and he'll like finish and then kind of look over at you suspiciously. He's like, can I help you?
I was wondering if I could possibly leave something here with you at the bar.
Now
That's not suspicious at all.
No, like, listen, if I were to hear that, the first two things my brain would go to are either your phone number or a bomb, and there's nothing in between.
No, I feel like the in-between is drugs.
You're
The
right.
in-between is-
He's like, depends on what it is.
It's nothing. It's nothing illegal or bad. I just and he like takes out the little coin that Kieran gave him.
Oh crap.
And he puts it on the table and he just like slides it across towards the bartender. And he's like, "Do you know Nancy's bakery in town?"
Yes, yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay. If I don't come back to collect this coin, can you take it to Nancy's and tell her that Daniel Thorns said thank you for her kindness, and that I hope our friends are doing well?
He kind of like looks between the coin and you. I feel like he's trying to like read what the hell is happening here, but in the end, he's a little bit of a sentimental guy. He'll give in. He'll be like, of course, yes. Anything else I can help you with?
I think, and Dan like reaches down to his belt and like unclips his sword from it.
Okay.
I think, and maybe like holds it out and is like, just to promise that I'm not here to cause any trouble. I know that this is strange. What if I leave this here too, just to show that I'm not trying to start anything?
Oh, he goes, oh, okay. I'll leave these behind the bar if you do come back for them. And he'll
Thank
just
you.
like
And,
take the coin, kind of give you a weird look, and tuck
Mhm.
your sword and your coin behind the bar. He'll just nod and then kind of continue with what he's doing, but keep his eye on you from this point on. You've caught his attention for sure.
Fair enough. He's being weird.
He's being a little weird.
And I think Dan maybe slips away from the bar and kind of just mingles in the crowd a little bit as he's moving towards a very particular door that he has familiarized himself with.
Okay. So, said door. I feel like there's a couple guards on either side of it. Like, they're not going to leave it unguarded. Maybe not their strongest guys outside the store, but there's a couple people out there. And the second you, like, walk up to them, they're just immediately like, no, private event. Head back into the rest of the bar. Nothing over here concerns you.
And when they say this, Dan is going to reach into his shirt and pull out a little leather cord, and at the end of the cord is a gold signet ring with the symbol on it that he drew on the letter to the others.
Oof, okay. Ooh. I think the second he like pulls it out, they're gonna kind of like look like from you to, like to each other, kind of like do we let him in? We didn't know that he was gonna show up, but he's got the ring, so it's gotta mean something. And then after a second, they'll kind of step aside and like gesture to the door.
He's going inside. He's pushing through.
Okay.
And-
Okay. inside this room, the rest of the tavern, you know how, like, it's not a seedy tavern by any means. It's a nice tavern towards the middle of the town, but as nice as like the outside of the bar is, this inside area is like much nicer. It's got like its own separate bar. This is a very nice event space, specifically meant to obviously house like higher up individuals. Like not just anybody books this room. This is a nice room. And there are several people around like this big table in the middle, and there's another bar area. People are hitting that up. There's a lot of various people around this room. But like as you walk in, you're staring down one end of the table, and on the far other end of the table, in the middle of a game of cards, this man will it takes him just a second to like look up and notice you, and the second he does, he'll stand up, kind of like almost knock his chair over with how suddenly he stands up, and throws his cards down on the table and glares at you. He just, who let you in here? How did you get in here?
Dan just takes a few steps towards the table and leans his hands on the end and just goes, tell me about the first indicated.
Roll me an intimidation check.
12.
A 12?
A 12. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe like one of the people at this table is slightly like, oh, this guy means business. But the rest of them, they've seen way worse than you. A couple of them will like laugh, snicker, and the guy at the end of the table kind of like runs his hand through his beard and just goes, you think you're so smart, don't you, kid?
And his self-confidence is flickering a little, and he maybe stands up a bit. He's like, you're Valeric, right? Valeric Amond? I've been tracking you since Makor, and tell me about the first indicated.
He just kind of like almost mirrors you and puts his hand down on the table as well. And he's just enough taller than you that it has the effect that you were trying to have. And he just goes, what makes you think I'm gonna tell you anything? What makes you think you're so special?
And I think maybe Dan like starts to move around the table towards him.
Ooh, the second he does. The second he does, no one is gonna let him get any closer. I don't know if they'll immediately like attack, but they will stop you physically.
If they like try to stop me, he's just gonna start trying to shove people out of the way.
Oh, then they'll attack you.
All right. Do you want to roll initiative?
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
I rolled a 19, a 16, and then a 17.
This is an 11, so not good.
Okay. Fantastic. How do I even? Oh goodness. So are you like you are physically shoving people out of the way as you're trying to get through this group?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get through the group to the other end of the table towards Valeric.
Okay. The initial thing is just like two of them are gonna try and just grab your arms and stop you, grapple you. So if you want to roll a strength check to avoid that. Oh, whoa! I just rolled 2 11s.
I'm not
Look at
doing
that.
good with these rolls. That was a 10. What's my strength modifier?
You might. They're not.
2. So 12.
Oh, ooh.
Close. Okay.
Okay. That's interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might be able to shake one of them off if you put all your strength into it, but one of them is still gonna have you by the arm and be like actively carrying you out of the room a little bit, and back you up a couple steps, and the rest of the room is still just kind of laughing at you.
As he's kind of thrashing out a bit, he kind of tries to not like vault over the table, but almost like using the table to anchor himself against the people, and he said, don't actually let you know who I am. Tell me about them. And he maybe tries to take a it's not my turn initiative, so he can't take a swing yet, but...
I mean, the grapple attempts were the two who engaged with you initially. So if you want to take a swing, go for it. Who knows if I'm following rules?
the one. It's fine.
The first
The
real
one who is
combat of the
currently like
podcast.
holding on. We don't know what we're doing. Yeah, I don't think he's going for any kind of weapons. I think it's just unarmed, swinging at the guy who's got him slightly grappled.
Okay. So you're just trying to sock him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Just,
Well, roll to hit. Oh, okay.
12 to hit.
Just barely, yeah.
Just barely,
That'll
and then
do
that
it.
was a 1 damage.
Okay. So also, you probably I'll get one of your arms free and manage to just kind of elbow him backwards in the face, and get hands off you. But the second you do damage to one of these people, then immediately everyone else who was kind of not immediately taking action because they just were laughing at you is now taking action. And you kind of notice as well, there's lots more people on you, but you notice from behind a curtain in the back of the room, a couple more people step into the room, and you specifically notice they are not wearing the same type of clothing as the rest of this group. They're wearing the uniform of the Kingdom Guards. The local authorities also step into this room.
Honestly, at this point, he's so caught up in trying to get to Valeric across the table, I don't think he cares the others there. He is reaching for his belt and pulling out a small knife. It is a small silver knife with a animal bone handle. It's not anything fancy, but it's a knife.
It's
and
a
he's
knife.
Maybe not intentionally stabbing at anyone, but he's trying to use it to threaten himself free, essentially.
Okay. Well, I got a couple turns of initiative before. What is your AC? God. Okay.
My AC is 14.
I have 2 d20s in front of me, and I rolled them, and one of them was a nat 1, and one of them was a nat 20. So,
Yay.
one of these people who are coming at you is gonna hit you. And they just try and they've got kind of a club in their hand. They just try to kind of bonk the handle of it on the back of your head. So that succeeds. That'll deal you 5 damage. And just you take a heavy hit to the back of your head and stumble forward a little bit. You're not.
There's a little bit.
You're. How many hit points do you have?
11.
Oh, total?
Total.
Okay.
I'm level 1, Jamie. I don't know.
I forgot what was happening here. Listen. To be fair, yeah, you're level 1 and you walked into
And I walked into a bar of mercenaries and said, I'm in charge now.
I'm in charge now.
Okay. To be fair, he got a nat 20 to hit me in the back of the head. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's...
Okay.
I mean, there's probably more people still. You said there was a couple.
Yeah, that was the only one that landed a square hit on you, but they all rolled, except for the nat 1. There's lots of hands on you holding you back now. And as you are, there's lots of people restraining you. I think one of them is gonna kind of grab your hair and pull your head back, and it's at that point, through everything that's happened, you notice that the guy you were speaking to, Valeric, will walk up to you, and he just goes, I know exactly who you are. He's gonna pull the reach, kind of just, it's almost too easy at this point for him to kind of pull the knife away from you, out of your hand, and he's just gonna kind of take another swing at you as well, while he has the opportunity to do so, and just kind of sock you for another 1 damage. Sorry.
Where is he? Is he just punching you dead in the face?
Yeah, I think he's literally just taking your
okay.
knife and then
I'm
socking
thinking-
you.
The way he is, he's probably tusks or teeth slicing through lips. So I imagine he's spitting out blood as he's struggling. Back. That's not.
He's got you literally begging. Immediately,
This didn't go
2
well.
seconds in. Once he has the knife, I think he's gonna kind of twirl it in his hands, and he'll just go, "Do you have to kill Thoric, right? Or is it Daniel Thorns? Well, the second one's snappier, don't you think?
Dan's a little out of it after being just hit and restrained. That's not... What?
Bro is lost.
He's like, this didn't go the way he planned, okay? He was gonna walk in here and be all cool, and it didn't work.
And you know, Valeric is like thrilled that this is how it went because he knew it would. And he's like, or would you prefer Flame Walker? Don't make me list the others. It seems like we could be here all night, and it's been busy enough with the coronation and everything.
What do you need? What do you know about the coronation? That's not why I'm here.
Oh, I don't know anything about the coronation. Why? Do you know something about the coronation? Maybe that's something that the Royal Guard here might be interested in hearing.
Excuse me?
Oh, well, everyone's looking for a missing prince. You know, it might help ease their minds if they have someone to blame.
I didn't do any... I don't know anything about the prince.
You don't know anything about the prince? Oh, well, listen. Trust me, I don't believe that you know anything, but I did, however, see a suspicious person, you know, sneaking around backstage, sneaking back to guards, looking for the royal family. Sounds like enough to me. You're not really as subtle as you think.
You couldn't have seen that. I wasn't...
Well, you know, with your criminal history, you're almost making it too easy.
I don't have a criminal history. I'm not... Is he still being, like, held back?
Yeah,
like,
he's
fully
being
restrained? Okay.
He's being fully restrained, and I think, like, at this point, like, I feel, in my mind, Dan's been, like, brought to his knees by now. But at some point, Valeric's kind of, like, crouched down, kind of drop to a knee in front of you, so he can, like, look you in the eyes condescendingly, you know? No criminal history. Well, you do now. The Force Syndicated made sure of that. We don't really take kindly to people digging around in our business, and we're pretty good at cleaning up messes.
Only about them.
That's the problem with all of you upstarts who keep coming after us for whatever reason. You just never seem to understand what you're messing with.
And Dad, like, looks him in the eyes as best he can because his, like, head is running a bit. I am going to kill you and everyone for what they did.
Roll me another intimidation check. Just for spice.
Okay, for spice. Oh, that's a 21.
Oh, shit!
Better than last time.
Yeah,
The
you're
blood
right.
streaming down his face is helping.
He looks really intense right now. That's helping him out a lot.
Yeah, I feel like he probably, like, in growling it out, like, some flecks of blood, like, spit out at Valeric.
You, like, kind of spit at him, and he's just, like, almost, like, disgusted. And I think, if anything, it just encourages him to get it over with. So he's like, careful there, careful there. You wouldn't want to add anything else to your sentence. And just kind of, like, snaps, and the guards who had been standing in the back of the room come forward.
What do you mean a sentence? That's not how this works.
It works however I say it works. Harassment, death threats, stalking. You know, starting a bar fight, for example. You don't think your actions are free of consequence, do you?
I didn't...
Maybe a few years and a view in prison will teach you a little lesson. Show you what happens when you get into business that doesn't affect you.
You can't do that. I haven't actually done anything.
Well, it's your word against mine. And I think he's gonna, like... I don't even think he's gonna bother to, like, swing at you again. Like, at this point, he's just kind of, like, disgusted. I think maybe he'll, like, kick at you, if anything, one last time. Just insult to injury. And then signal for his men to hand you over to the guards. And the first thing the guards are gonna do is, like, take a swing to knock you unconscious. And they're gonna succeed. They're gonna succeed. So they'll just
They
kind
don't
of
have to do a lot of damage to knock him unconscious
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. How many hit points do you have left?
I have 5 hit points left.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 6, so
Dan's dead, everybody. This is the end of
this is no. He's not dead, but he is unconscious and being
He's
dragged out of the
out,
bar.
yeah. They drag him past the bartender. He
Definitely.
essentially said,
Definitely.
I'm not going to cause trouble.
You know, well, listen, at least you caused your trouble in a private room, but I feel like for
It's
the
true.
flair, they would definitely have you taken out the main entrance. The bartender watches in horror as Daniel, unconscious, bloody, is dragged out of the bar. And as he watches, he wonders, how much danger would he be willing to put himself in for a kind stranger? Kieran, you would definitely know vaguely how prisons work. There's like lots of outposts that would have holding cells and things like that, but there's one central prison for the main kingdom. And there's like smaller towns and neighborhoods in the kingdom that would have their own smaller ones, but in the kingdom of Ewan, where this tavern would have been, there's one main prison.
Yeah, I think Kieran will then elaborate that, like, if we're going, it would be the main prison. How far are we from main prison? Like,
Not too
here-
far, like probably like a 20-minute walk max. If I
Oh,
had to.
okay, yeah.
Like, you're downtown of the
Yeah.
city.
We're in the downtown of the main kingdom.
Of the main
Okay.
area, yeah.
I think he's gonna be like, pause. Okay. There is a lot happening right now. We can let's just go and see if we can get either a hearing with him or speak to the guards. I don't want to jump to rash things. I don't think Dan has done something wrong, but I won't pass judgment, considering we only knew him for like an hour max, not even, and didn't really talk at all. We kind of went through a harrowing experience and then went to bed, and then he was gone the next day. So he could be like a criminal. We have to keep that in mind. He could be.
Hey, in my experience, criminals are the most fun.
I don't know if I feel like level 1. Don't think I want to like commit prison break. You know, I don't know if we're that cool to commit a prison break. I don't know if we can do that at level 1.
I look at my notes
in the
where
main.
it literally says prison break time in all caps. I just like to
You'd
share.
better be that cool. I want to come back to the show.
Where's your sense
this
of courage, Kieran? I think she says that, actually.
I think Kieran is like, my courage is that I don't want to be a criminal. I just confessed to you that I'm the prince. No, I don't want to do a prison break. I think he does have a little bit of like a, is that normal to just want to go break into a prison for someone you've known for 45 minutes? Am I misunderstanding how friendship works? Because, what? Why is that your first thought that you want to break into a prison? I think this is the first time you've seen him have any kind of emotion that's like, other than like scare, crying cat, and just full on, what do you mean? Is this what you guys do often? Level 1 motherfuckers breaking into prison?
Kieran
I love
in
him
character
so
referring us
much.
as level 1, motherfucker. It's not
He knows what level he
an
is. He's self-aware.
unusual occurrence for my Tuesday afternoon.
What the fuck?
Okay, well, I have information I would like to share with the group. I was under the impression that Dan was a part of a mercenary group. Specifically, this one. Neff's gonna pull the note that he has, that Dan left. Lay it out on the table.
Oh my god, did we ever look at that note last time? We did, didn't we?
You looked,
Yeah.
but you didn't know. So let me give you.
Yeah,
a
we
bit of the
rolled poorly.
shit.
We rolled
Continue.
poorly.
You looked, but you didn't
The actual.
know.
Yeah.
Didn't know the lore.
That's funny to me.
But Neff's gonna like spread this note out on the table, tap a pointed finger at the sigil that's at the bottom of the page, and say, "This mercenary group is known for catching criminals. So I was under the impression he was one of them. What do you
Well-
guys think?
Well,
And how does this line up with him being in prison?"
Well, I mean, if he's a mercenary, guards don't tend to lack those type very much, no
Even
matter
if
what they do.
Yeah, if you're catching criminals but not doing it under the guard,
Hmm.
that doesn't necessarily make you look like a good person to the guard. That makes sense.
Yeah, they like to think
It's
you're
who
stealing
you're
their
with.
thunder.
Yeah,
Mm.
especially because your means are not being monitored, or you're not following any law. You're just kind of catching what you deem as criminals and not what greater populace would. I would like to circle back to: are we considering breaking into prison? Is that what's happening?
She
I
pats
want-
him
I'm
on
on
the
the fence
shoulder.
about it.
She
I
pats
really
him on
want
the
Kieran to
shoulder.
have the
That
energy
is
of like, why am I being dragged? Where are you taking? What is this? What is happening? I want him to be like that one party member, and everyone's like, let's go break into prison. He's like, what?
I want Rowan to pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Don't worry, we'll walk you through it."
You mean you'll walk them through it?
Hey, you
I'm on the fence about this.
said you were on
Thank
the run
you.
from somewhere.
Thank
You know
you
how to break out of
for
things.
being normal about this. I know
You guys seem to think he's in some space of innocence because he's just a regular mercenary, but in truth, I do not trust this group. Someone who catches criminals is someone who catches criminals, regardless of if you are aligned with the law or not. Frankly, I'm very on the fence about helping. It's up to you guys, though. If you want to do it, then I'll help.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I do kind of want to hang out with Daniel Thorns again. But that's just me. That's just me. That's me and my like folk song situation.
Mhm.
If you want to go about this the legal way and figure out what on earth he did before I'm just looking for an adventure. That's always what I'm here for.
Okay.
So
Maybe. Let's
Prison
do this.
Break kind of sounds like fun, but if y'all
Prison-
want to figure
Prison
out what he
Break.
did first.
Prison Break sounds like if we mess it up, it is more target on our back. I have enough. So let's start with just seeing if we can get an audience with Dan. Most of the time you can talk to prisoners if they're not totally on the wrong end of things. Find out what happened and if it's something that we should get in the middle of.
Okay, jeez.
Look,
Sim-
Neff, if you're nervous, I wouldn't be. He was flirting up a storm with you. I doubt he's gonna try and take you anywhere.
He could
Yeah, well, now
be
I
a
have an ulterior motive.
criminal.
Now he clearly has an ulterior motive. You expect me to trust him?
No, I'm just saying. Don't immediately jump to the worst conclusion. You're a pretty boy. You'll get it.
Just because I'm pretty doesn't mean I'm oblivious.
Let's go to the prison.
Let's go.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
I know she
Kieran
shouldn't
doesn't-
be, but I so badly want Rowan to just be Dan's wing woman in this situation.
It's really hyping him up. Is the sole
I'm-
proprietor hyping him up. Kieran is
Mhm.
just like a
He's
little
like-
fucking prince that doesn't want to get into the beef of being wanted by the government. Neff is like, I don't know if I trust this guy for real, actually. And Ron's like, I don't know, he's kind of slaying.
Rowan's like, look, he's a folk hero, and I think he was flirting with you.
I could write so many
Go
ballads about
for
him.
it.
I'm giving Jaskier. I could write so many ballads about this guy. He gotta come back. And also, look, we need the beef part of our party. Look at our little squad here. Trio? No, quad.
We're a little too lanky without Dan.
Without Dan.
Me-
Rowan's thinking
me
about the party
metagaming.
balance. Thinking
Me,
about the party.
yeah, me metagaming. I want Connor back. Let's
I
go.
want Connor back, and we
I
need
need
the balance
Connor.
in party.
Y'all
No,
don't
I'm
go and
sorry.
get him.
Hey.
Nancy's gonna go and get him herself so
Yeah,
that we get
Nancy's gonna
Connor's
go and
back.
Listen, I'm going, but we cannot deny that it is accurate biblically that the little prince boy would not want to commit a crime on purpose.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
little Prince Boy is a coward.
Yeah, that's the point. He's very afraid. He's terrified. He's terrified of everything. He got mugged yesterday for existing. Yeah, he's afraid. Anyway, it's time for him to get some character
Yeah,
development.
prison,
Let's go
let's
to
go.
prison. I know.
Prison.
It's time for him to live
Prison.
up life.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
prison break.
the plan
Prison
is
break.
try and genuinely like get an audience with Dan 1st.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you get like to the prison. I feel like there's a main entrance for like visitors, but it's still guarded, and the guards will be like, "What's your purpose? Why are you here?"
I think Kieran will speak up as like a. We are looking to have an audience with one of the prisoners.
Double check. Kieran, hood on.
Yes.
Neff, disguise up?
Yes, spell
Okay,
has been on.
I was gonna say if the
Indeed. Sorry, no, my mic was
if
off
you
for
don't
5
answer.
seconds. No, thank you. That's
don't
very nice
answer,
of
I'm
you.
gonna
The
roll
same
with
rules
dice.
as Uno. If you don't say Uno in time, someone can give you another card.
We'll have a +4 sooner or later, bitch. Ah!
If you don't say you're disguised within a amount of time, Jamie's gonna tell you, "Fuck you, you're not disguised."
Going to jail.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway,
what
what's
was the
going
last
on?
thing that was happening? You walk up and the guards are like,
We walk up and we're like, we want an audience, and that's it.
okay, I think they'll like take you into like an office kind of with like guy who runs prison who oversees all this shit. First thing, because they don't have the authority to decide anything. So there's this
We
man
just go here.
who's sitting at a desk, and he's like, yeah, what do you need? What can I help you with?
Hi, we would like an audience with one Dan Thorns, please, if possible.
He'll go, and he'll like open a file drawer and like flip through it, and you notice he like finds the file he's looking for, has like a plastic bag of things that he kind of pulls out of it and tosses onto the desk as he continues to flip through the file folder. He's like, he was admitted recently. Dan Thorns, you say?
Yes.
And he goes, oh, well, oof. I don't think you'll be able to get an audience with him.
Oh?
No, yeah. Once Raynor gets his hands on them.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Who the fuck is Rainer?
Not a
Yeah,
name you
right.
recognize, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Not anything you've forgotten.
Just want to point out that fun little tidbits now that you both know what Kieran is, I think it's like noticing his silly little mannerisms, like tilting his head fully like
Aw.
a cat, or like walking a little bit funky. You didn't see his legs or see if he has like weird goat legs, but like he does walk like slightly weird and funkily, and just he holds himself so silly. He's also terrified looking. I think he's not terrified nervous looking. Holding himself really well, but also like, this is concerning. I want to go back to the crepes. Those would be
Yeah,
better.
like Grover.
I
Bro
wish
wants-
to
Bro wants
return.
crepes.
Bro wants the crepes.
Okay, everyone roll perception for me.
Science.
Hold on, I have a modifier for this, don't I?
18.
18.
I got a 12.
18, 12.
Okay, I got a 16.
16, 18, 12. Right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this man, like, you know, all of you would notice he, like, pulls out the original file that he was flipping through, and then once he sees something on that file, and that's when he would have, like, tossed the plastic bag onto the desk and some other files out of the way, and once he sees something on that file, he flips to another drawer and looks for a different file. And the two of you who rolled high enough would notice that this bag has a handful of things in it, various supplies like matches, flint, some little like leather charms in it, but then also there is a knife with a bone handle that you would recognize as something Dan would have had, and a ring in the bag as well. He's kind of tossed out of the way as he's flipping through this other file, and he goes, yeah, once Raynor gets his hands on them, getting an audience is much harder.
I think Kieran will just be like,
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Who is Raynor? Or is he occupied in a different meeting? Or
I think he like looks up and like narrows his eyes at you and goes, well, I'm not really at liberty to discuss, prison staff. That's not really my job.
I think he's gonna go for a pitiful look of
Pitiful.
Yeah, the most pitiful, like, looks down. He's like,
yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry, we're just really hoping to get an audience with him. We don't know if maybe he was on if it's be the last time we got to talk to him or get some closure on things.
full on, like, lies.
roll deception or persuasion. Roll persuasion.
Could
You
I
are
help?
I
Can
will.
Neff also make the eyes? And
Can I-
Okay.
I
sad.
rolled
Can I
a
help?
19 plus 5.
Ooh,
Oh,
you
shit!
don't need help. Never mind.
I am the most persuasive motherfucker. I am so charisma.
I was gonna say, like, Rowan, like, pats him on the shoulder like an older family member, like, it's okay, we could try next week.
Kieran is the most charismatic little shit. Like, I don't think it's been sold home. That is his stat.
So, okay, I think he will look at you for a moment and just be sad, and he'll go,
That's such a sentence for Kieran. He'll look at her for a moment and be sad.
and then he'll just kind of like he'll go, listen, normally they rest them after a couple of days. He'll probably be in solitary for a little bit, but if you come back in a couple days, I can try and get an audience with him. But here, in the meantime, you know, how do you know him?
He's our cousin. It's long story. We just
Okay.
we came back to town for the whole celebration thing, and then we heard he got himself in some trouble, so we were just hoping to see him and make sure he's all right.
Okay.
Just like one last time.
For one
Kieran's like, what the fuck would you say?
one last
Listen,
time.
He's an orc!
He's very confused.
adopted. It worked last time.
He
Kieran
goes,
was like, I was
well,
selling this? Why did you say cousin?
I mean, Neff's family is actually orcs. Or at least he's
Yeah,
not
but like I look like a fucking elf right now. You cool?
It still worked. It worked last time. Adopted.
Enough is a tiefling at normal times. Like,
You
there's
know what?
totally neither of those options are like boating
It's a
orc.
found family situation.
You just elaborate that to the guards. Found family. Sorry. You know how that is around these parts.
He looks down at the
Yeah, we
file
grew up
again.
together.
He looks down at the file and again goes, well, there's not any immediate family listed, so I guess here, take these. The things that we took from him on arrival, and hands you the plastic bag full of things.
Kieran will like sniffle a little bit and like clutch it close to his chest.
Are you sure there's no way today? We can't stay in town very long now that the coronation's done, and please.
So what? You rolled a 24, right? That's what happened.
Yep.
Okay.
If I did.
Yeah. He goes.
Most persuasive motherfucker.
He
Oh,
goes.
it's so pitiful.
He goes. You could talk to Tarf, one of the guards. He might be able to get you to him, but I'm gonna be real with you. To be honest, he leans across the desk and goes, I don't know if you'll want to see him now.
Has something happened, or has he done something, or?
I'm not at liberty to say. Just see if you can find Tarf.
Okay. Thank you.
Sniffles. Fondles
We're
his
gonna
eyes.
head
Head
down
down
the
the
room,
room.
now.
We're gonna go
Slowly
find Tar.
Like
Puts
it
his
turns
files
into the
back.
others. Like
She
And then-
she wraps an arm around his shoulder, like rubbing his shoulder, like it's
we really
okay, we'll
sell
try.
it until we're out of sight, and then Kieran will
Yeah.
stand up straight and wipe his face and go, okay, so Tarf. It's fully out of like the weird, sad, kicked kid demeanor, and it's like,
Okay. Let's find him.
All right, thank you so much for listening to episode 6 of Cantripped. We will retrieve our orc in the next episode. Tune in a couple of weeks.
I'm gonna be so. I was fully expecting Kieran, you in character, to turn to me and go, "What the?"
yeah, I know. Let's find him. Looks around.
Cousin? I was selling that.
Here's the thing.